All right, whenever you want.
Hello, my name is Courtney. I serve here on the vestry at St. George's Church. Back again with now our next video in our series of talks we've been giving you that have been highlighting aspects of the survey data and recommendations regarding Holy Cow Consulting's survey that they helped us with. As a reminder of our structural paradigm for this series of videos, we have now, next, and later. The space we're in right now is in the realm of now and next. Now, of course, is the now. Where are we right now? And then we're going to kind of transition and talk mostly today about the next. And that part is referring to suggestions from that data that was captured by Holy Cow's survey, and also incorporating in some of the suggestions and feedback they had for us. So now turning to our first slide, we are going to look at, and this will be a bit of review from Molly's video and then the previous video I did, and that is looking at our church characteristics. You know, the clergy focused aspect, the paraclete aspect, and the ready church aspect. You know, if I had to categorize these, I would say our clergy focused part and our ready church part kind of get at tone and mood. I was an English major, so I'm getting at literary elements here, bear with me. So that I think reflects our attitude, our feelings, just kind of in our comfort level. So on the clergy focused aspect, that tone and that mood, we ended our tenure, or the time that Bishop Dorothy was here, on a high satisfaction, high vitality, high just comfort level. And so clergy focused just means, that strong leader, that glue that holds the congregation together, that then yields a sense of comfort and trust. There is a very low anxiety level because of just that trust that things will be kept even keeled by the clergy. And then to the extent there's any conflict, that is managed and resolved very lovingly, openly, honestly, and transparently. So that's the idea behind clergy focus, that tone and that mood that a strong clergy leader lends itself to for a congregation. And then just skipping to the last one here, the ready church. That's again an outgrowth of tone and mood. We are forward looking, that maybe gets to us being in the now, but thinking about the next. We are looking forward to what's to come. And those survey results showed or illustrated that we have common priorities among all age groups here in the parish. And that drives a unity of purpose and has us going into a common goal. And that common goal, or that common priority, again, is reaching new people and finding ways to incorporate them within church life. So again, that unity of purpose is very strong, as the survey data showed. And it's frankly our driving force, which is very exciting. And then, lastly, just now kind of dialing back up to the second one, Paraclete Church. That is more of a function, I would think, of church culture. Our culture is one that's very open, welcoming, warm, affirming. Our hospitality index, as you'll see when we get to that, is very strong. And that lends itself to us being very mission focused, very community service focused. We flourish with our outreach, our help and ministry to those who are less fortunate and on the margins of the community, a focus on healing and restoration. A great example, and this is not at all to exclude any other ones, but I think a great example, because you heard about this recently from John Remsen during our Ministry Minute series on December 1st during both services. He spoke about Room in the Inn. That's a long-standing partnership that St. George's has had, and just one that's really a hallmark in this community for ways to reach out and help with those who need it. And something, again, just an illustration of how we're just so strong there and how good we are at it. So now going to our next slide, these realities do lend themselves, to some precautions and just some, things we have to bear in mind as we move forward, particularly with the next big task at hand, which will be composing our church's parish profile. So, some of the precautions, again, just to bear in mind, I'll just highlight what you see on the slide in front of you, would really be just to maintain this missional focus that I talked about. That's the outgrowth of our paraclete culture. We really need to keep that in the forefront, not to, get too burnt out or bogged down by being perfunctory or just going through the motions. We want to keep people engaged and remember that it's the gospel that transforms us and not just the idea of busyness and being, having our to-do list piled up and all of these things and appointments. We just need to remember our main focus, which is having the gospel transform us. And again, remembering that unity of purpose and commonality that we have here at the church. Looking at slide 3, a great way to avoid that kind of burnout and perfunctory motions that I was talking about is just to really hone in on and remember a strength of ours, being particularly a ready church, and that's flexibility. That's our focus. It's a vital part here. We are, very agile. We're nimble. We're able to pivot, and that's something we need to capitalize on and continue to hold on to as we walk down this road. The journey. You've heard join the journey. So we have all joined that journey. As we continue on that journey, we need to remember flexibility. That's probably a good takeaway from this aspect of the slide. Turning to the next slide, we are going to kind of get into the idea of benchmarking. If you saw the Holy Cow Consulting overview video, where we're actually there at the meeting, this was back in June, I believe, they talked about the idea of benchmarking. And I have to deal with that so much in my world, so I'll kind of give you the way I break it down in my brain. And that's, finding a reference point or a set of standards that you can then use to evaluate, assess, compare similarly situated entities, areas, and that helps you scope your focus and interpret results, because a lot of these data and graphs, I don't know about you, but they can be Greek to me. So the idea of benchmarking puts it in, frankly, in common English, layman's terms. So our performance indices, and these are, again, the idea of standards. Think about, if your children have undergone standardized testing. Mine have just done some in the Germantown school district. There's the idea of percentile scores. And Holy Cow told us that, of course, it's 0 to 100. When you look in the range of about 30 to 70, that keeps you on that average keel. So that's, it's very strong footing, a good foundation, but there's room to flourish and to grow. And if you look at these first couple here, then we have another one that'll come up in just a moment that has some additional indices that reflect how we're doing. You see that we have these in that 30 to 70 percentile and everything. Hospitality is a big one. Conflict management is a great one. Those are ones that I mentioned before, being an outgrowth of our clergy-focused mood and tone. Now looking at some additional performance indices on our next upcoming slide, you see, again, we're in the 30 to 70 range, which has us in the average realm. Again, great, good footing, room for opportunities to grow. And I don't want to say improve, because I don't think that's the right term. I think the term is flourish. There's opportunities to flourish, which is fantastic. Now looking at our next slide, we are, well, you know what, there's no next slide, it's me. So now you're gonna have to hear my voice a little bit more. But just kind of to sum up, the value of breaking out this data and viewing the benchmarks is that we have a sense of direction and focus. It's gonna enhance our lives now and in the future. So, this was just a synopsis of these opportunities that'll help us on that path, help us flourish with being and staying and becoming even more a ready church. You may be wondering how you can continue to support St. George's in this journey. What does St. George's need from you? Simply put, that is support and prayer. Now you can disseminate that support in a variety of ways. Our stewardship campaign is ongoing, so please give, please pledge if you have not already. Participate in our ministries. There are so many opportunities to get involved. You've heard a lot about the youth ministry. Bear with me as I go on about this. It's very important to me, raising 2 children here. Carrie needs Sunday school teachers. We need assistance with chaperoning and meal provision. So just consider that, as we kind of move forward on our journey and stay a ready church. And then lastly, spread the word in the community about our events. A quick story I'll tell you is that last Sunday at the birthday party for baby Jesus, which which was an outgrowth of our children, youth, and families ministry. We had 2 young families new to the church. They've been attending just recently. They have very small children, and the children had a fantastic time. They were integrated into the culture with the other children. Our older teens, who are so wonderful with younger children, were just very welcoming. They were helping them build their nativity scenes, and that's just a great example of this hospitable, warm, welcoming atmosphere. We even have it in the youngest members among us. So just remember that, and that's something we really should lock into, in addition to all of the other things I mentioned, our community ministries, our healing ministries, and just that vitality and togetherness that we have here. Now, with this notification page you received for the video, you're going to see a link. Please share your thoughts, your considerations, your feedback. We welcome them and we need them. So I'll conclude right here. Thank you so much.